Hey everyone, this is Zach, and before Series or Regulation C started, I said that Serena would be a really good pick, and I still think that with the ability to stop priority and then drop kick to lower attack, low kick to deal a lot to most of the Ruin Pokemon, and then U-turn to pivot out and do a lot of damage to the Ruin Pokemon, I didn't factor in one thing, and that is Amoonguss somehow getting better. So Amoonguss has been good. We all know it's good. But one thing that makes it great is Generator for pivoting. And now Pollen Puff is actually more useful than before. See, what Pollen Puff does is that it's a bug type move that if you target an ally, it heals it. Here's the thing though. Bug type is super effective against most of the Ruin Pokemon, if not neutral. So now Pollen Puff is actually a decent damage dealing move. So you can do things. You can still do your same Spore, Rage Powder things. Clear Smog if you want an answer to Dodonzo if you don't have Haze Palafin. Most of the time, and I'll talk about that in a moment, you'll see it with Palafin. But you can also protect. So what I usually do is I max it out. I'll either take a spread from Pikalytics, or I'll go to the first bump and invest the rest here. You got the 13 in special defense, the prime number, which I forget who said it, but I heard that it throws off a lot of calcs being a prime number. But this is just, like, Amoonguss is just good. Also, you can tack on Mental Herb if you don't want to get taunted. But what we've seen a lot of is Rocky Helmet to really punish those priority using Mons like Dragonite, Flare Blitz, Arcanine, and Palafin. You want the Terra Water to punish the Arcanine as well. So Amoonguss is just so good right now. We see it right now on the Showdown at 35.5% usage. We see it on the Switch as number 6 behind Fluttermane, Dragonite, Chenpao, Chi-Yu, and Tinglu. Those are some good Pokemon to be up with. And right under it, you see Arcanine, which is usually the counter to it. But with Terrestrialization, you sometimes don't have to worry about that, but you do have to give your Terrestrialization to Amoonguss or play around it. Speaking of playing around it, this core has been really good. You just have the bulk with Amoonguss, you have the Intimidate with Arcanine, and then you can also attack on Snarl to help deal with the special attackers, and then you have Palafin for damage. You want the Jet Punch priority, Wavecrest for damage, and then you can go Haze. Dodonzo Tatsugiri is not as common as it once was. I say that as I ran a Dodonzo team and the global challenge. But the great thing with these three is you can choose whether you want to do Clear Smog Amoonguss or Haze Palafin. So if you don't do Haze Palafin, you can do something like Drain Punch to get recovery, to get more recovery back on the Palafin. And then Pollen Puff supports all of these mons right here. You've seen these with Fluttermane as your special attacker, and then sometimes a Tinglu. The Tinglu, Palafin, Arcanine, Amoonguss can really shut a team down. It involves a lot of pivoting, but you can put yourself in some really good positions here. Not to mention that Amoonguss is a poison type, so if you're up against a Glamora that is toxic debris, you just bring Amoonguss in and the toxic spikes are gone. Poison types can soak up toxic spikes, so when you switch an Amoonguss, it's going to take most hits from Glamora decently well, and then it gets rid of the toxic spikes for you, where you can get the knockout that, or you take care of the Glamora and then bring in Amoonguss to get rid of the toxic spikes. But yeah, if we just look at the usage, like Amoonguss is top 6 on Switch, and in Showdown it's top 3 with 33%. Now if we look at the tournament usage, Amoonguss was 32. Knoxville Amoonguss was 32. 28, that's the lowest for series. And then series 2 it was 39 for the first for Orlando. So Amoonguss is good. We all know that, but now it's even better because the pollen puff actually dealing damage, especially like Wochan. You're immune to the leech seed, and then the pollen puff can do like 40% uninvested, which is insane that Amoonguss is dealing that much damage. So now Amoonguss is a damage dealer, a real damage dealer. But let's take a look at Victory Road to see if we can find some good, like some teams that showcase the Amoonguss. And here we go. We got Amoonguss on 5 of the top 8 Fort Wayne teams, including Joe UX9, Justin Tang, and Luca here, all like Fiona as well. All of the top 5 teams, they all have Amoonguss. Like, and that Flutter Mane you see here with Luca and Justin, you have the Amoonguss, the Arcanine, the Palafin. Luca went for the Ting-Lu and Flutter Mane, while Justin went for the Chien-Pao Dragapult. So you have to have your Amoonguss answers. So let's see what items. Citrus Berry, Terra Water. It did have the Protect. Not a lot of Clear Smogs. They're going Haze on Palafin. Let's check out Joe's. Joe's had the Citrus Berry. Seems like Citrus Berry is the way to go. Lucas did have the Rocky Helmet, all going for Protect over Clear Smog. And what about Fiona? Fiona with the Citrus Berry. Just knowing that Amoonguss can take a hit and then heal up without having to switch out can really catch your opponent off guard. Atmospheres has the Aqua Berry, probably to give it a turn where it doesn't have to Terra, because the Terra is good on all the other Mons as well, including the Terra Poison Baxcalibur. So you have another way, if you Terra before Toxic Spikes get up, so you have a way to get rid of the Toxic Spikes. Even that with Amoonguss as well. But yeah, somehow these Room Pokemon made Amoonguss better. You have to have your answers for Amoonguss. You have to, even if it's the Terra Water. Arcanine sometimes runs safety goggles, so it can stay in against Amoonguss, but that's saying that the Amoonguss doesn't terastallize. And yeah, this combo, you have to have answers for it. I like it though. Maybe probably why a lot of people are going choice specs Flutter Mane. Hear me out. But this is definitely something I want to look into. I do want to uh, try this core out. I do think it's really good, and I mean it's already proven with the the finishes from Fort Wayne, where 2 out of the top 3 teams has this Amoonguss Arcanine Palafin core. But I feel like, I don't know, I wanted to make a video about it, but I feel like this is nothing new in all honesty. See, I like Dazzling Gleam, Shadow Ball, and I thought um, the Side Shock that Jody Azzarelli brought was really good, because if the Moongus doesn't terastallize, like this, the Psychic type attack does decently well into it. But yeah, and I mean, we're all dreading the day that Arcanine turns into this guy. But I don't know. Like I said, I feel like I'm saying nothing new here, but I do think Serena could have done better if Amoonguss somehow didn't get better. So I guess I'm just kind of defending my first point that Serena would be good. I just didn't know that Amoonguss would be better. And that's going to be all. If you guys enjoy this content, do not forget to like and subscribe. Let me know how you run your Amoonguss. Do you go the Citrus Berry? Do you go the Rocky Helmet? And this is just the standard EV spreads I put on everything. Oh, also at 31, let's see what you outspeed. You don't outspeed the Wo-Chan. What about Ting? You can, with a little investment, outspeed the Ting Lu. I think that might be something you might want to look into. You need more than a little, because putting the Ting Lu to sleep before it can start clicking the funny button is probably really good. But you can have like a Tailwind support or Fluttermane also has the capability of running Icy Wind, which I think is actually really underrated, especially with the Chi Yu. What I like to do is Icy Wind and then pop off big damage with Chi Yu. That way you don't need to get a boost with Chi Yu, but yeah. I started rambling on after my outro, but yeah, that's all. See you later. Bye.